Hello there, and welcome to my channel, AB Make It Artwork, where we do what we do to make that artwork for you. And if you're new to my channel, maybe hit that subscribe button, join the AB Creative crew. We do sketchy art things. As you are likely aware of if you've seen some of my past videos this month, I am going to be moving out throughout the month of April from Guam to Virginia. That's what we hope for. I didn't post on this Tuesday because I was busy prepping for the big pack out. That was going to be happening the next day, which happened yesterday. We had our pack out and it only took about an hour because of the prep work I put beforehand of getting most everything that we wanted packed out into the living room, dining room area. It was actually kind of fun, seeing it. It was interesting and weird, kind of sitting down on the couch watching all this stuff get packed up and just gone in an hour. And I think I made someone's day by giving them a handful of cough drops, which was really funny in my opinion. This is the last piece that I worked on for Melanin March. This is chocolate thorns. And I like her. I like her a lot. Things that I really liked about this piece, again, I really like how the complexion looked. I liked a lot of the colors going on. I love how the lips look glossy, and this has kind of been a fun way of working back and forth between layers and kind of just chiseling and sculpting out the face. I'm having to figure out how to prevent this digital fragging or weird scattering from happening when I go to change the layer colors, and that could just be due to how I have my brush settings and whatnot. And that's something you learn with time, figuring out settings and time. I think the total time that I took for making this piece, total hours spent, was probably about 6 hours working on it, and there was about 5 hours worth of footage. And that's a lot. It's a lot. But I'm happy with how it came out. As always, there is always room for improvement, like figuring out what brush settings will help to prevent this weird lined effect from occurring, these weird digital halos. And one of the things I had trouble with was the hair, because I did want it to look like it had been worked with to give a sleek, straight appearance, but there was a bit of time of which the hair didn't really look very good in color, and I couldn't find the right texture of brush, so I had to do it off screen, not recorded. And this nail, oddly enough, I really like this one solitary green nail. But hands are always something I really like to draw. But back to the hair. The colors I liked. I liked even though they seemed unnatural for a human to have this kind of dark purple hair with these orange, sort of luminescent highlights to it, orange and fuchsia highlights. But I really liked how the colors looked on her hair, and I thought they were pretty nice. But that texture, eventually I found a way to make the texture look like something I would want it to be, but that took a little bit of time, and I'll probably talk about how I got to the right hair texture when you see the hair getting drawn. Right now I'm working on the eyes, and this took a little reworking and trying to figure it out, because there were a couple different ways that I was trying to make the eyes work that didn't work, but eventually I got it down as to how I wanted it to make the eyes look more real. And there's instances where the little fleshy part around the eyeball, I don't know what you would call that fleshy pink bit around the eyeball, aside from like the tear duct and the water line. I kept that on a separate layer at first and then worked on the colors of the eyeball underneath it, and then I merged them. And then on a separate layer, I would work on things like skin around the eye, chipping away what parts I didn't need as far as that shape went, and the shading, blending out other bits so that the skin would look kind of cohesive and not like sudden or just too sharp with shadow. At this part, I'm working on the irises and the pupil, well, mostly the iris. Oh gosh, it's been forever since I've had to look up a chart with like biology, anatomy of the eye, that kind of stuff. But I am not I was gonna say the name of an eye doctor, or the sciencey technical name, and then I lost it. So, optometrist. I'm not an optometrist. But I have friends who are. That sounds dumb, but it's really true. Like, one of my favorite things, eyelashes in this one. I really like how the hand came out. I love how the lips came out, because I always love how, like, getting lips looking pouty and glossy. I love that. This is me fiddling with the colors. I was like, ooh, that's too dark. I wanted to get a particular like color that looked like chocolate skin tones, like how Rose Honey had honey glowy skin tones. I wanted Chocolate Thorns to have a more chocolatey skin tone. But yeah, now at first I really liked the hair. And I had started off with the basic shape, then trying to get some shading in, and eventually I worked in highlights, and I liked the hair. And you'll see me going back and forth between working in the hair and working in the face to get things better. And I think there's a point where I work on the eyebrows soon, because she looks kind of funny without her eyebrows. But more things that I liked about the piece. I like how the eyelashes came out. Eyelashes were really fun. The eyebrows also looked very nice. I have small moments of genius when I realize, oh, I have a lasso tool and I can isolate an area that I want to rework with colors. Here's how I work on the eyebrows. I do a multiply layer and I do like light working of a low opacity brush, and then I work in with a smaller brush, usually the pencil brush, and then I sketch in the eyebrows. Well, the brow hairs, usually going in one direction, crisscrossing a little bit. And I do this kind of similar thing with eyelashes, where it's like I'll have a soft multiply layer where there's the general shape of the eyelashes, and then I'll sketch in more little eyelashes or individual lashes. Saying that word too much. And I really like how that came out in this piece. I think the lashes look very gorgeous. They look very fluffy, and I like that. Oh gosh, this is when I was like having frustrations in a train wreck with this hair, trying to figure out what color do I want to use in it to highlight certain areas. How do I want to get this? And for a while I thought I had a way down with using a modified brush, and like you'll see for a while I work in this way with creating the highlight, creating individual strokes, blurring that out, and then just nope. Or maybe I just skipped all of that because I was just so frustrated. But I did work in this way where it's like I'd pick the highlight color, I'd work it with brushes on a new layer, I'd blur it out, and it would get this nice effect to look like individual hairs, but I wanted maybe a bit more texture but not too much texture. And eventually it got to the point where I got frustrated with the hair, and like I said earlier, I finished the hair off screen, and there goes a car alarm. So rude. That's so rude. Sorry for the car alarm. I am at my last wit for not gonna want to record. But yeah, for a while this way of drawing the hair did look very nice, and I think by a certain point I just started overworking it and not feeling happy with how it looked. So I just kind of entirely scrapped the hair and started over with a very similar look, and I think it came out great. I think it came out really good. And I'm just laughing because I spent so much time working on the hair in this part. Ugh. But yeah, there's always that one thing that we get stuck on for a little bit in a piece, and we can't figure out how to fix it. So you just gotta like redo everything after trying a bunch of really weird things, I guess. Yeah, here's about the point where I just start overworking it, working it too hard, and just not liking it. But other things. I think once I got done with the hair and got to a point where I liked it, working on the little bit of thorny vines was really fun. Oh gosh, this is the part where I try to make really big parts of hair in different hues of purple. A little sippy sip of coffee. It's 1 p.m. here, and I'm still drinking instant espresso. I mean. Ooh. But yeah, this was a fail. I didn't like it. And oh, there we are. We're finally at the part where I got the hair to where I wanted it. And I'm working on highlights on the face. Like, she's already got that really nice sharp contour. We gotta get them highlights in. I think the layer blend mode for this was either add or glow. And I think it was... Well, no, add and glow is the same thing. I was thinking color dodge for a second. And I think I did have it on the glow add layer effect when making these nice little highlights. And yes, gorgeous. Working on the lips. I love working on the lips. I don't know, it's just something really fun about working on certain parts of the face at different times. You just kind of enjoy it and have a lot of fun with it. And I think the color came out really nice. Very soft, natural, but kind of peachy toned. Oh, it's more like a coral tone actually than really a peach tone. It's a nice orange coral tone. And I like it. I like it. Something I do when adding highlights for skin texture is that I use the 6B, a modified 6B brush, and then I blend that out a little bit. And I find that it gives a very natural skin-like texture to when I add highlight and glow to the face. I think it's really pretty. And here I'm working on the vines. And I started working on these vines and then I took time away from the piece to just like kind of decompress from working on it. And I then forgot how I did the vines. But eventually I do the rest of the vines after getting all the thorns on them. And I come up with a particular way to draw them. And I thought it was pretty effective. I think I was using one of the organic textures. And it's organic as in like organic materials for real life brushes. And they're trying to simulate that through Procreate. And I think it was the sable brush or sable hair was one of the textures that I used on the vines to kind of give a natural earthy texture. Right now I'm just working on the thorns, and part of what I did was select all the thorns, blend away or lightly erase away some of it, and then add a new layer to put some lighter color on it to highlight each of the thorns. And here I am cleaning up some of them so that they're behind the vine, or oh, this is when I started blending it out. So I made one layer that was shadow, one layer that was highlight. I combined those down, and then eventually I blended out so that it looks a bit more natural, or like it's growing out of the vine. Okay, so this is the part where I'm using the organic brush to make the texture on the vines. And I like this. I think the vines came out pretty good. It's very nice. I think we're actually, well, we're pretty close to the end. We still got about a good minute and some change. Anyways, I had a lot of fun working with Melanin March. It gave me an opportunity to create some characters that I probably wouldn't have, and allowed me to expand my artistic palette for different characters and character creation. And I'm happy with some of the pieces. I'm happy with some of the development I've had with my digital drawings by taking on this challenge, and I think I'll probably participate in it again next year. Do a little bit more Melanin March, maybe concentrate on focusing for character creation and whatnot. Who knows? I'll probably see you after April or in May during Mermay. And yeah, keep busy out there, my sketchy creative crew members. And I hope that you have a wonderful month throughout April. As always, make sure to do what you do to make that artwork for you. Lots of love. Bye.